What's happening, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a fantastic morning so far. 5 a.m. Thoughts with Ryan Murphy. We'll kick it off and get after it. So what is 10X? I had a great conversation yesterday with my buddy Richard Lopez over at ADP. And we were just talking through 10X, which if you're not familiar with it, it's the concept is created by Grant Cardone, who makes it his goal to be the world leader in sales training, and whose idea that spawned this philosophy was he wanted to bring ethics to sales. He didn't want it to be psychology and trickery and being a chameleon. He just wanted people to be able to connect to a certain level of energy and passion, his buyers, and feel from him that, hey, the way that you sell people is not anything other than you've got a great product that can help them change their lives, and you're going to get it in front of them at a level that's so obnoxious, potentially, that you're always on their mind, and that eventually, through just crazy activity, you'll break through and start to change hearts and minds. So let's just write it down real quick. So the concept right here, 10X. So when I first heard of it, Victor Alves had told me about it, and another one of my buddies. Surround yourself with people that are smart, right? I thought, okay, 10X, like 10,000 hour rule, like deliberate practice. Is that what we're getting at here? Which, again, for clarification, the 10,000 hour rule is it takes 10,000 hours minimum, is what studies have shown, to be able to create a world-class producer in any given field. Meaning, like, if you want to be the world's best baseball player, 10,000 hours minimum deliberate practice. You want to be the world's best violinist, 10,000 hours minimum of deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is not just going out and banging on the piano like Ron Wolforth used to tell me. It's going down and cutting up the music and trying to play one specific segment of that music perfectly. And if you don't play it through perfectly, you stop and you go back to the beginning and you attempt again to play that small chunk perfectly. And that over time, those repeated attempts, you learn so much more through chopping and chunking and then going after perfection than you do at just going out and banging on the piano. And so anyways, that would be deliberate practice. And the 10,000 hours is 5 hours a day, 6 times a week for 10 years. So that's why I get kind of a kick out of it when people tell me, oh yeah, I want to be great, or I want to play division, I want to play professional. Like, oh yeah? Do you know what type of work it's going to take? And you tell them, hey, you still in? It's irrational. So anyways, we'll get too far down that rabbit hole. So I thought 10X was 10,000 hours. It's similar, right? But the concept is this. Grant Cardone's whole thing is the 2 reasons people fall way short of reaching their absolute potential, what I like to call, what we call at Murphy Baseball Performance, wringing the towel dry. Number 1 is that they set targets that are 10 times too low. So when we say targets, we're talking about goals. And then number 2, when they build out their business plan for how they're going to achieve those goals, or their general strategy for how they're going to achieve those goals, their activity level is 10 times less than what it would really need to be able to achieve that goal. So it's really twofold: goals and activity. Okay? So for instance, if we say, let's just talk about what a regular goal looks like versus a 10X goal. So a regular goal would be this. And I'll tell you how this applies in my ADP life. So my goal this year for sales was $625,000. All right? And then the activity that was going to require when we built it out was going to be 4 new meetings per week. Okay? And then what's beautiful about this is you can apply it to baseball, you can apply it anywhere. It's just numbers. So if you've got a goal of $625,000 in sales, What I typically had done in the past was I would set the big goal in the beginning, and then if I didn't hit it right away, or after the first quarter when it was time to do your 90-day review with management, it's like, hey Ryan, you're trending at XYZ, what are we gonna do? And the answer was always, well, I've been doing this this is my 4th year at ADP. What are you gonna do? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna adjust my goal down, right? Because I didn't wanna over project, I didn't want to, at the end of the day, I really just didn't want to put in the work and the level of effort that was going to be required to hit that goal. And I didn't want to be disappointed and embarrassed if I stuck to that goal and then fell way short and then had to stand in front of my group of peers who I respect and say, oh yeah, that goal that I set in the beginning of the year, So what I'd do, I'd adjust the goal down. So that 625,000, classic me would have said, okay, hey, after the first quarter, I'm not trending even close to that. Let's drop that goal to 500,000. So boom, I would cross that goal out, 500,000. And then maybe this number right here, I probably wouldn't change it, the activity number, but in my head I'd be thinking, okay, so maybe I just, like maybe 3 meetings a week. All right, 10X says, that's ridiculous, that's absurd, because why would you adjust the goal? Why? It's never the target. It's the activity level that goes into achieving the target. And so for the first time, I happened to catch this book and this concept at the right time in my life. 625,000 at the end of the first quarter, I was not even close. I was not even in the ballpark, not even in the realm, no chance, not happening. But I'm like, you know what? Let me try this. Like, let me see what I can do with it. So I didn't back off of it. I didn't. I was like, all right, I'm sticking to it. I'm digging my heels in. We're going after this thing. And then the activity level went sky high, went through the roof. Because I was like, if I'm going to be able to hit this crazy high target, and I'm going to keep this here, and I'm going to put myself out there in front of not just my management team that I respect, but also my peers, I'm going to make sure that even if I'm not going to hit that goal, like I'm going to hustle like crazy. So it was this weird dichotomy of I'm projecting outwardly like, yes, I'm going to sell 625,000. Inside, I'm like, holy shit, I hope I can sell 625,000. And then for the activity part of it, it was just like, dude, I am going to go all in. I'm going to be in front of as many people as I possibly can. And I'm going to at least be able to say, hey, effort-wise, activity-wise, I did everything I could to get there. So what's the result? It's the first time that I've been able to have the opportunity to sell and hit trips in this new space in my first year in this new position, which to me is definitely an accomplishment. Like, this is the hardest job I've ever had. It's something that I envisioned when I got to ADP. This is where I wanted to be. I really, really looked at the solution and I looked at the conversation and the strategy behind it, and I got excited. It was like, this is what I want to do. And so now this year, to be closing in on the best year of a fiscal year of my life, we end in July, or we start over in July, I gotta really credit a lot of this to the concept of 10X, because for me it just made total sense. It's like, look, if you want to put a goal on paper, if you're going to take the time to put a goal on paper, why wouldn't you put a crazy goal? Why not? Once you put that crazy goal, you better be able to back it up with crazy activity, or you're a phony, you're a pretender. And even if you fall short of the big crazy goal that scares you, you're going to end up selling more or producing more, whatever you want to put it in context, than if you lowered this goal to, let's say, 250,000. So I challenge you, like, think about your goals. You know, I'm talking to the guys, like the athletes. I'm talking to the parents of athletes that are working at their day job. It's like, what are you gonna do to take yourself to the next level? Because if you're not, number one, setting goals, I mean, that's, to me, like, I can't wrap my head around that. There's so much information now that lends so strongly to the idea that if you're not deliberately setting goals and writing them down consistently, you have so much less of a chance to achieve those things, okay? And then number two is, if you're gonna take time to write down goals, don't be like me and wait around to set huge goals and say them out loud. Set them, right? Like, it's the law of attraction, it's the power of the universe. You think about guys like Conor McGregor. Like, go YouTube Conor McGregor and watch his videos. He started out as a pimple-faced guy who had just left plumbing, who's on interviews on grainy garbage TV and telling people he's going to be the world champion. And you can tell in his voice, he's not really sure that he's going to be the world champion, but he's like, dude, in his brain, he's like, I'm going to say that out loud. Whether or not it comes true, we'll see, but I'm at least going to say it out loud. That's the first step. So to simplify, quantify, break it down. So 10x is what? 10x is the concept that if you want to be able to achieve real lasting success, continuous success, and become world class, it's not about how much money you have, it's not about how much opportunity you have, whatever. It's about energy. It's about activity and energy and being relentless so that the marketplace realizes that you're not going away. Like, you're going to be there, you're a force to be reckoned with. There's a lot of chatter in the marketplace, no matter where you're at. Competition is heavy. So you got to set crazy big goals. If you set a goal that's 100,000, multiply it by 10. That's a real goal you should be shooting for. That's the goal that's going to scare you. 1 million is what you got to be setting. And then once you set for 1 million, how many people are you going to have to get in front of to sell 1 million? If you're going to throw 100 miles an hour, like, how much effort are you going to have to put into each max effort throw, each day of recovery, every meal that you eat? What is it going to take for you to get to that 100 mile an hour number? And then once you go in, you do not adjust off the target. You adjust the effort level up. And the other thing that Grant Cardone talks about that resonates with my instincts, that was really ingrained in me when Connor and I had the opportunity to train at the Texas Baseball Ranch, was, look, like, the rest of the world's going to tell you, oh, slow down, back off, don't work too hard, whatever. The reality is that you look around, and this is resonating true, this is so true in my life. All the people that I know that are really, really successful, that I admire, that I look up to, that are at a level above me, that I'm like, man, how can I learn from this person? The foundation of their success is crazy hard work. Like, hard work that other people look at and go, ha, wow, yeah, well, he or she just works, yeah, man, they're just workaholics, they work too hard, right? But then at the end of the day, who's responsible financially for taking care of their family? The people who work their butt off. So somebody's got to do that. And if you're dependent on somebody else to save you, you're in trouble, right? So go out there, figure out what it is you're going to do, and whatever it is, 10x it. Go after it. Be passionate. Be called crazy hardworking, all right? Be willing to fail over and over and over and over again, and fail passionately. Don't wait around for confidence. If you're waiting around to feel confident before you're going to attack an opportunity, you're never going to make it happen. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Hey, like, what's a goal that you've got that you think you could multiply by 10 that would give you a much better shot? I know that I got some friends that are running 5Ks, half marathons. I got plenty of people I know that are on here that are trying to get more fit, lose weight, things like that. Baseball guys trying to go ahead and take it to the next level, whether that means going from on varsity to starting on varsity, or JV to varsity, or going into their freshman year of college and want to make an impact. 10x your goals, and it's not just something you can kick the tire on. It's every single day. It's obsession. That's success. Thank you guys. I hope if you found this valuable, please like, share, ask questions, and I'll be in touch with you again here soon.